people to wear, is it right here? Yeah. It says, Diva with Standards. And I encourage everybody to wear this on their first date because your date's going to say, what's that? And you're going to say, I'm a diva with standards. Just tell them up front. That means you're going to respect me and we're going to have a nice time. If you can't do that, boo-boo, then keep going. You don't have to explain why you're going out with him again. You know? Because that's below standard. So that's why I encourage everybody, wear this on the first date. Okay? And then here's the other question. Why are you allowing yourself to be treated this way? Get out, take your power back. Okay? You gave him a chance, you went out with him, it didn't work out, move on. That's why a first date should be something like Starbucks or somewhere, just a coffee date. Not a whole date, because you spend the whole evening and he's just acting totally crazy. You can get out of it after coffee or whatever. Say, I have something else to do. Thank you, but don't call me no more, Okay, setting standards is a mandatory step. It's mandatory for you to have some kind of standards in a relationship. So I say I'm a diva with standards, and right here, I learned this in the 3rd grade, and it still stuck with me. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. Former First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt. So you have to set the standards as to what's acceptable in your relationship. So let's start with the basics. If you all in college, then he has to at least be in college. He's got a trajectory toward his future. If you're working part-time, he wants to take you out, he should be able to take you on a date. We just talked about that. If he would ask you out, if you want the pleasure of my company, then you should be able to take me to Starbucks. That's the way you set the standards. What you say back there?
Like Starbucks.
I do love Starbucks.
Okay, that'd be a great place. That's a great first date because it can be short. If it's going wrong, you can get out of it.
Exactly.
If it's going great, then you can set another date, for something else.
Fast or really slow.
Yeah, so you can, it's short enough where you can get out of it. But if it's a good date, you can say, okay, well, next Saturday you can take me wherever, somewhere else.
Chili's here.
Yeah, okay. Okay, change starts now. Accept the fact today you cannot change, fix, or cure another person. We as women, we have that little, I can change him, I'm going to work with him. It's not going to work, ladies. He's already grown up. You can't re-raise him. Whatever happened in his childhood has happened. Only person can change himself is himself. So if I want to change, I can do it. But I can't make somebody else do it. So I just want to empower you to know that you are the ones that are in charge. Okay, and the most beautiful woman in the world is Nefertiti, not Elizabeth Taylor. Nefertiti from Africa. She was a beautiful African princess. So you have so much going for yourself, but you don't know it when you give all your standards away and just let anybody date you. Look at the situation objectively. It is what it is. Don't make excuses for him. That's why you should take him around your family, so your family can evaluate him. This is my sister. I used to take my husband when we were dating around my family and let them all check him out. To let me know what you guys think of. She crazy about him. I said, okay. My grandmother adored him. I said, okay, if all these ladies like him, then he may be okay. Yes.
That works. I took my wife to my 7th sister.
Yes.
I've been married 35 years.
See, the gentleman said he's been married 35 years. He took his sister. You said 7 sisters?
No, I'm sorry. 5 sisters and my brother.
And your mom.
He didn't count.
Okay, so
My 5
Had to
sisters
get
and my
past
mother.
some girls.
his wife got past 5 sisters. That's hard. But that's why you do that, so they can check out the family to see if this person's a good fit, because you can't see it. Maybe he has a problem, maybe a drinking problem, whatever. And my sister and I, we grew up around alcoholism. So when I started dating, if a guy had 2 drinks, because I already seen him what called. My husband only drinking maybe a beer here and there. I don't want that. So I set standards for myself. I don't want to be around an alcoholic. I don't want to date no alcoholic. I don't want my children around that. That was the standard that I met. So as I was dating, we go out. These men's getting sloppy drunk on. I said, oh no. Then I already grew up around that. I do not want that. I have family members, and my sister would tell you that my children have never met because they got alcohol problems. Why would I expose my children to you? There's no reason. I'm the mother to protect my children. I don't want that around my family. So there's several of them that they've never met because they got too many problems. As a mother, I got to protect my children from that. And I certainly want to marry somebody. Then what you going to do then? So look at yourself subjectively. Don't live in denial. It is what it is.
Yeah.
If you dated the wrong person, okay, get out of it today. Just because you marry a person don't make him your soulmate. You got to do your homework first. That's why divorce is so high. I can see her going back, oh yeah. I can see her saying, oh yeah. That's why the divorce rate is so high, because you don't do your homework first.
Yeah.
Okay? This is something that my grandmother taught me. Don't give your good years to a bad man.
She sure was teaching me.
She was teaching, wasn't she? She said, right now, all of y'all are sexy and fine, so you get any man. But right now, a few years from now, things will start looking different.
Gravity gonna set in.
You know, gravity take over, you be like, wait a minute. But right now, you can probably get them all. Okay, that's fine. But don't give your good years to a bad man, because you can't get that time back.
Ooh, no.
Okay, you wasted 5 years with a boo-boo. Okay, now what? So we got to revamp that. So she taught me that when I was like 16. She said, okay, now, you got to get this right the first time. Okay, your goals must be smart. And this can apply to anything professional or personally.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think about both of them? So let's set a goal that we know you all can do. The first one is get your degree. That's a specific goal. I will get my degree, measurable, meaningful, maybe class of 2018 or 2019, depending on where you are. Of course, it's attainable and appropriate because you're on track now. Relevant or realistic? Yes, you need a degree to get into your profession. And it's timely. By 2018 or 2019, you'll have that. Same thing in a relationship. If you're in a bad relationship, the time to get out is today. And go down the list. So if you set goals like that, and then when you start to date person, make sure he has the minimum. If he's a college student and you're a college student, he has the same major, maybe he wants to go into the same profession. Start looking like that to look down the road. But is this person kind? Can this person get past 5 of your sisters? That's a lot. I have 3 sisters and mine got past the 3. But you know, things like that, you have to think about that because I've seen the most beautiful women in professions. They got everything on track and they married to a frog.
Yes. Get that boo-boo.
That one thing wrong. So you have to think about, it's all 3 of them you want right. So I call it the triple crown. You want to get a good career, you want to have a lifelong marriage, and you want to have your kids are stable. And I say stable, which means they were supported by you and your husband, the nuclear family. I don't even like the word baby mama. I don't like that word. I think it's disrespectful. But if this is the way that you allow the relationship to go, it is what it is. I think the wife and mother should be one and the same.
I didn't get that word. What was that word?
Baby mama.
Oh.
I don't even like that word, baby mama. And there's no friends with benefits. I guarantee you, if you try to take his medical card and go get some insurance on it, ain't gonna work. They're gonna say, no, you gotta be related by blood or marriage. So there's no friends with benefits. You get no benefits. And if a man asks you to move in with him, I think it's totally disrespectful. Because right now, he has everything. You cooking and cleaning, unlimited sex. Why would he marry you? There's no reason. And if some of you have lived with me and, you know, who now that you're broken up, I'm sure you would share with the other ladies, that wasn't a good idea.
Nope.
So I'm not asking for a show of hands, but I'm just saying that's not respectful at all. And if he's really a dog, he can have you over here and have a girlfriend on the side of town because you can't have company because you live with a man. But he can go somewhere else. That's where everybody in the back saying, yeah. It could happen that way. But if a man wants you, then he should ask for your hand in marriage, and you all should have live together as man and wife. So think about that, ladies. If a man asks you, let's move in together, it's disrespectful. Because all you're going to do is act like a wife, but there's no friends with benefits.
No benefits.
I guarantee you, if you got sick, you can't go get his medical card and go to the hospital. I'm sorry, you had something like that?
I said cohabitation.
Cohabitation?
It still ain't no
It's
benefit.
still no marriage.
No benefit.
Aren't you good enough to get married? Shouldn't you have his last name? Shouldn't your children have the mother and father all in the same
It wouldn't make
boat?
sense if my kids got his last name and I don't.
I'm sorry?
I
No.
said it wouldn't make sense if my kids got his last name and I don't.
It doesn't. And then you set the examples for your children again, remember? Well, my mama wasn't married and she had 3 babies by 3 different men, so I guess I'll do it. You know, you don't have to say it, they'll see it.
Oh yeah.
You
Or
know?
they'll ask why they don't have.
And they
why y'all
ask you-
have the
Yeah.
same
They're gonna
last
start
name.
asking you, well, how come you and daddy not married? Well, daddy got 3 other girlfriends, and you trying to explain all this.
If I have other kids.
So to
somewhere
me,
else.
that's all below standards. So you have to set the standard. Just like I set the standard about no, I don't want a drunk in my house. I set the standards. I'm not gonna have a baby out of wedlock. I'm not gonna live with a man I'm not married to. Those are my standards. So therefore, my children know that's unacceptable. I gotta set standards for my children. So that cohabitating, or we just friends with benefits,
Ain't nothing
garbage.
right.
If he wants to marry you, then come get you. Put a ring on, like Beyonce said, if you like it, put a ring on. Let's go ahead and get this marriage, if this is what you want. If you don't want it, while you all sexy and fine, you go get somebody else, right?
But there's no gravity.
That's right, you can do that. Okay, so success is achieved when preparation meets opportunity all the time. Just like you're preparing yourself for your future and career. When you go on a date, you're preparing yourself. I'm sure you can put on the cutest little outfit. What's your name, Becky? What's your name? Trinity. Trinity, I'm sure when you get ready to go on a date, you do your hair and your nails, you get all dialed up, all that preparation. Okay, so now we want to see what the date's like. So you meet the guy, he's a nice guy, he's a guy, meet him again. Okay, so then you got to take him around the family. All this is work. You got to do this work before you marry somebody. And if somebody down the road say, you know what, he's a nice guy, but, well, what's the but? You don't have a job, or he's abusive, or whatever. We got to figure all that out. Okay? So you have plenty of opportunities to meet men when you leave your house. Are you prepared to do your homework? What's his favorite color? What does he think about children? What does he think about religion? Yes, ma'am.
What if his parents jump into your relationship?
What if the parents don't like you? Is that what you're saying?
No, what if they exactly don't say they don't like you? Like, what if they always try to control your relationship with you?
Well, you got to ask yourself, do you have a man or a mama's boy? These are questions you need to ask, because if he would, perfect example, Prince Harry is marrying this black girl from Compton.
Yeah.
I don't care what his mama or daddy said. Perfect example. So if the man wants you, then he come get you, regardless of what the man. That's a perfect example. You know, he don't care. She's been divorced. That's another thing. You're not supposed to be divorced. This is who she's even older than him. So she's got all these things that you would say, oh no, she can't be the princess.
She's
He
American.
says, and then she's American. She's not British. And she's African American from Compton. Okay, divorced. She's old. Come on. But that's who he wants.
That's right. It's like coming to America. They
Coming to
change-
America.
Change the rules.
So
Yeah.
that's it. Doesn't matter what she wants. The mother I'm speaking about. If the man wants you, then
Yeah,
he come
you know,
get you.
you say it right, because if you take one drop of black,
Mhm.
one drop of black, and put it in a gallon of white paint,
It's
that
black.
paint's black.
Sure
Exactly.
And
is.
immediately
Believe
saying
that.
she's biracial.
Yeah.
If you look at her
But you
mother, I saw a picture of her mother.
Yeah.
Her mother is like a young Angela Davis. She's got dreadlocks. She's a social worker. She's pro-black, and that's her baby. That's married the prince. So to answer your question is, it doesn't matter what the mother says. If he wants you, he can come get you and treat you right. Yes, sir.
Now I can say this from personal experience. I was at my wife's house before we were married. This had to be in 19. Shit, when did I get married? It's got to be like 19. Before I went to the Air Force, it's got to be, I want to say 1980.
Okay.
Somewhere around 1979. I was over her house. It's me, myself, my fiance at the time,
Right.
and my sister-in-law. Well, we weren't married, so we were sister-in-law.
Okay.
Anyway, another guy comes to the door. Ding dong. And my mother answers, yes, sir, man, I help you. I come back to see Vicky. Vicky is her other sister,
Okay.
whose fiance was away at college. Her mother quickly locked the door. I don't allow my daughters to talk to one man at a time. I'm like, all right, I'm in.
See that was a standard for that family.
Yeah.
See again, if you got some standards.
Yeah.
So the mother said, I'm not gonna have my daughter all out here. She said no.
Now, if she'd have let him in, I'd be like, damn, I don't know about this.
Right. See, you would have been looking funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So you gotta have some standards, ladies. You gotta have. Otherwise, you're like a wounded animal in the wild. Everybody preys on you because you have no standards. And guess what, ladies? It's your own fault because you're allowing this, and we gotta stop that. So I see here, most women spend more time researching a new car than they do getting to know their husbands. They can't tell you what his favorite food is, favorite color. They can't know nothing about him, but he said he's cute, so I'm gonna marry him. I just met him 2 weeks ago. We get married. That don't work. Okay, your single most important choice. I really want you to think about this because I don't want any of you to be married 3 times or 4 times or whatever. Choosing your husband is the single most important choice you'll make as an adult. And that should be only done after a lot of homework. You can always change jobs, change residence, change cars, but guess what? Once you start marrying this man, start having children, you can't change who the children's father is. Now you're stuck with this man, and now you got his children, so it never
Now
does
you really
end.
stuck.
Okay, so that's something you can't change. So let's think about this long term. Before I marry this man, do I want him to be the father of my children? Do I see myself with him for the long haul? If the answer is no, or he got so many problems that he got to overcome before you can see what's inside, you have to ask yourself, are you going to wait 5 years for him to get cleaned up, or 10 years, or whatever his problems is, or are you going to move on? You got to make that choice, because guess what? We'll get this time back. You're never going to be the age you are again. So choices you can make can really change the direction of your life. So I want you to really think about that. So it's the single most important choice you would make is choosing a husband and a future father of your children. Any questions about that? Yes, ma'am.
So I had a question because you said that you don't think it's a good idea when couples move in together. So I have some friends that are still married and one that's going through a divorce, and one of them says it was different before when they were dating because her parents were really strict. She never really got to go out on dates with him. She always had to sneak off with him. But now that they're married, like, she was raised differently. Like, her house was always really clean and his house wasn't.
Okay.
So one of the things that like makes her go crazy is that
He's
they
a
have
slob.
he's gotten a little better, but it just drives her insane because he's not as clean as she is.
Right.
And she always has to like pick up after him. And now my other friend, she actually lived with him before they got married. And I would think, oh well, you know, they lived together and she knew him since they were kids, but now she's getting a divorce.
Well, the divorce rate is about 75% of couples who live together before marriage.
Oh really?
And there's also
Oh, yeah.
75% chance that you guys will never get married. Some probably women in the room have lived with me and then just broke up. And then the ones, so it's very, very high. The reason that it's so high is because there's no reason for you to get married, so they live together all this time, and then finally she keeps pressuring, I want to get married, and then you get married, and then he says, now I'm out of here. So it really doesn't work. And that's, as I said before, you give up everything. You cooking, cleaning, unlimited sex, probably having children. So you're acting like a wife, but you're not a wife. And you tie down to him because now you got his children, and if he lives with you, you're not going to invite other men over there. So he got you on lockdown, where he could be over here doing whatever, and that happens all the time. And as you said, the one who lived together before, they going through the divorce, with a couple who's trying to work it out, you know, slob and clean, are still married.
Yeah.
So
my
they just got to
question
figure
is-
out which, the division of labor is not quite clear in that family. If he's really sloppy, what she need to do is confine him to like the man cave, which is make that sloppy, and the rest of the house is clean. You have to just negotiate, because if he's kind of sloppy, like my husband puts his ties on the doorknob, I don't know why. I just go and collect them and put them up. I could argue with him, but I pick my battles. You know, my husband has 2 jobs. He's a professor, and he's also works in healthcare, so he has a lot going on. Why he does it, I don't know. But I could argue about it. I just put it away. So you have to figure out what battle you're going to put. But to answer your question, it's still a bad idea.
Well, what I was trying to like get to is, so what do you tell people when they think, okay, you know, I've been seeing someone for a while, and they want to get married to them? Like, what do you suggest they look for in a future husband?
Okay, first of all, do you love this person? That's the first question you need to ask, because you can mask him. Oh, he got a good job and he's cute, but if there's no chemistry, you know, do you want to be with this person even when you're having a really bad day or having some bad, like a death in the family? Like I lost my sister this past year. Was that a shoulder for me to cry on? You know, somebody who could be with me when I'm having a hard time. You know, do you love the person? Then second off, do you have things in common? How do you feel about religion? Same thing. How do you feel about children? How do you feel about disciplining children? Some people want to put the kids in the corner, some want to beat them down. Which one is, you know, which one is it going to be? Religion is a big one. You know, are you Christian and he's Muslim? Jehovah's Witness, so those don't work. So those are the things I would think about first, because moving in together is just a domicile, really. But now you're going to be playing wife. So before I would do all that, he'd have to marry me, and then I'd move in there if I decided, okay, I do love the man, I do agree with his religion, discipline with the children I could work with, because it was 2 different lives gelling together. You didn't have an identical childhood. So some things, like my husband has no sisters, I have no brothers. So living with the 2 of us, like he would leave the toilet seat up when I was newlywed, it drove me nuts. You know, now I'm okay with it, you know, because I got another bathroom. I got my own bathroom now. But as a newlywed, that was like, why are you doing that? But he has no sisters, so it was okay. Small things like that. But those are what I would think about. And I would date him at least a couple of years. That way you can see, how does he handle stress? How does he handle the holidays? How does your family like him? You know, all these things are going to happen. And then what's going to happen if you and him have a big disagreement? It's going to be a big old blowout? Or y'all just going to say, you know, okay, let's calm down and let's come back when we can think about things clearly? Or is it going to get abusive? You know, because as I said, it's going to be verbal or physical. All these things you need to see. Because if he acts like that because he had a problem, guess what? When you get a mortgage and 3 kids and this kid acting crazy and this, you know, there's going to be stress. And a lot of couples divorce when they have a house full of children. That's why, because of a lot of stress. Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, I think that also as sometimes women, when you live with somebody, you're on a constant audition.
Mm-hmm.
So that could happen